So just to go through it, mostly it's about efficiency and relaxing, which you're really good at. You want one place of tension in your whole body, and that's your stomach, your core. Everything comes from your core. And you can't see it on the video, but so my stomach, think about like yoga class or what they taught me in BAL, which is ballet with the string. The smaller your back, you don't want to pooch your stomach out. Like I had problems for years because I thought I was pulling up, but I was really doing this, because I was trying to get my chest going up. But yeah, just having all that alignment, and then your shoulders are very relaxed, but your shoulders are up. You tend to slouch like this. It's going to cause problems. It might be down the line a little bit, but certainly in your shoulders, it's going to do that. Might be affecting your forearm. It's definitely worth a look at that. But when you first sit down at the piano, I'm going to give you this little technical exercise. I don't want you to do it a lot because mostly I think what you're going through is just soreness from doing it a bunch all at once, and it takes some time to really get in shape to be able to do it. But a couple of things. So you start with your core, very strong core, very relaxed shoulders, very good posture. Piano, you're fucked because you're looking at the keyboard, and that makes you
my neck tends to go down anyway.
So I try to do things where me personally, like if you have your music, you want it in front of your face. If you have to put a music stand like this on books, do it like that, so that your eyes are looking straight at the music, and try not to look at your hands when you're reading anyway, right? I do some reading every day. It's great. Read some Bach, read some Mozart. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. But don't look at your hands for part of it. So then going beyond that, when your height is very important. Basically what you want is if you put your arm straight down, you make a 90-degree angle, and then you go forward a little bit and then down a little bit. That's it. So from 90 degrees, just forward a little bit, down. And that way the blood flows, right? We don't want any blockage. When you hunch, you're going to block up here in your shoulders. But if you're like this, the blood is nice. The wrist is flat. Again, not tense. Nothing is tense except for your stomach is holding your whole body up. Your shoulders are very loose, and everything else is very loose. Because anytime you tense, it's going to block blood flow. And it's going to, not only that, you overwork your muscles, and therefore you're going to get the soreness. Again, you don't have a lot of that going on, I don't think, but so we're using just enough force. Your hands want to be like this, like you're holding cantaloupes. What are those, C cups? D cups? And so the main thing is the arch. This is something that I do notice in your playing that you need to work on. You want to, as much as possible, keep this type of structure, so that when you're playing anywhere, like on the keyboard here, there, any sort of pattern, any sort of whatever, you're in charge of the instrument. You have arches. You are strong. You have leverage on the instrument. And that way you don't have to like push so hard. I mean, your pain is here. So, I mean, if you're pushing really hard, that's these muscles. But if you have leverage, it's much less effort. You want it to be effortless. You want it to be easy. If you are struggling, you're doing it wrong. Watch a concert pianist. They're just walking the park. They're just fucking hanging out. Watch Oscar Peterson. Oscar Peterson is amazing. He's doing all this crazy shit. It's just sort of like this, Because he knows, he's efficient. He knows just how much pressure it takes. And that's what this exercise I'm getting to is going to teach you. Efficiency and form. So what you do, you can you're centered also on the lock. Put your belly button there every single time. And then you're going to start, I'm being a horrible example, but yeah, your feet are out in front of you, your weight is there, you're not back on the bench, you're not on the edge of the bench, you're just sort of balanced so you feel like you can lean forward, but you're still rooted on the bench. And now, you're going to push, you have C and C, right? You're going to push all these notes down, and you're going to, immediately you're going to feel tension in your wrist. So you want to figure out how to get the least amount of tension in your wrist right here. And again, don't do this a lot, just do this a little bit in the beginning, and you're going to work up to it over time. But this is really going to help you understand how to move on this instrument. So we'll just start with the left hand, and all I'm going to do is take my thumb and play it. Everything else, notice, is except for right there, it's being held down, right? And what I'm doing is I'm pushing the key all the way down, I'm letting it come all the way up, but remaining in contact with it. It's very important. Just exploring how much weight it takes, the exact amount of distance it needs to travel, then I'm going to switch to this. But the most important thing is I am teaching my body to isolate the muscles. In the beginning, you're gonna feel these ones tensing up. And when you tense up, try to relax and figure out, because this should be easy. And then moving to here. And when I'm playing this middle finger, nothing should be moving over here. Nothing should be moving over there. I shouldn't be clenching my foot. Eye or whatever. You're gonna find that you do weird things, especially when you get down here, right? Maintaining these arches, again, not pushing. You're trying to figure out how to keep all the keys down, just enough weight. It's only a certain amount of weight, you know, it's grams, it's in the grams that you have to push down. So if you're pushing down, you're exerting extra effort, soreness, right? Generally people exert, I would just guess, 10 times as much effort in the beginning as it takes to, because not only do you push the key down, but then you end up pushing, and that's extra strain, soreness, right? So you do that, and then you do combinations. You do 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, not this fast, 1, 5, 2, 3. Little math. It's a fun little math problem to figure out.
I did that for like 18 months on the guitar.
Yeah, and it cleans out the channels.
Yeah,
dude, you do that 6 months on the piano. I don't know about the soreness. That's the whole thing. But you will be as efficient as possible, no matter what. If you play for 3 hours a day, or if you're on the computer for 6 hours and then you play for 2 hours, it's a lot for your body to handle. But it's not that you can't do it. You just have to be strong enough to do it. You have to ramp up to it. Again, you're going to be overexerting in the beginning. So just run through it one time, and then take a 5-minute break, and then start your practice. But this will eventually work its way in. And I've got other things I'm going to